So I recently completed a rereading for the first time in 10 years of a book that I read when I was 15. And that was one of the most influential books on my political and philosophical development. And that book was called The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand had escaped the Soviet Union and basically dedicated her life to arguing for the justness and the virtue of individualism and capitalism. Because fundamentally, what capitalism is the freedom to engage in the kind of relationships that you want to engage in because you have deemed that they are beneficial to you. And that the only reason why someone else will engage in that relationship, even if it's an employer employee relationship or if it's a supplier purchaser relationship, is because they have deemed that engaging in that relationship will benefit them. And so, what is it the right of the government to say, no, this is not good for you? I know as the government, and really what is the government but a set of bureaucrats, a set of people that often pursue powers for power's sake, to say, this isn't good for you. Because what ends up happening is that you subvert the individual to the will of the collective, to the will of the majority. And the reason why a lot of time you have things like democratic socialism was just a rebrand of socialism and communism because eventually what you get is enormous concentration of power within the government to dictate people's lives. And once you get to that point, it's very hard to reverse that trend. And so reading this book, it was extraordinary to see how she described uh, people's source of value. There are different characters in the book that represent different ideals. And I just wanted to share one of the greatest lines that a character says in the book is to say I love you, you must first learn how to say the I. Why is that? Because love, saying that you love something or that you approve of something, is ultimately an acknowledgement of a reflection of your ideals and your values and what it is that matters to you in another person or in the outside world. And so it is a statement of the things that you stand for and an expression that you see those things represented in somebody else. And I thought that was quite extraordinary.